Ugh, I'm getting really disheartened. This is the eighth introduction that I've tried to record. It's really hard talking to the camera. I'm filming in my room on my laptop camera. The lighting's not great. Hopefully the production side of things is going to get a little bit better as I go along. I thought if I didn't start this now, then I would never start it. So this is it. This is my first one. Bear with me. Thank you for coming on this journey with me and other lame cliches. Okay, so now I've got that out the way. Let me start by introducing myself. As far as you're concerned, my name is Fatale, and my favourite thing in the whole world is talking at people about movies and music and books. So in theory, this is the perfect medium for me to exist. But it's really fucking hard so far. I'm sure it'll get easier. What inspired me to make the YouTube channel? Recently I watched a Hitchcock and Truffaut documentary based on Truffaut's book on Alfred Hitchcock and their time together. It's a great film. I argue that no other director ever has had a better run of perfect movies in a row than Hitchcock. I'm a Hitchcock nut, and Truffaut's also, obviously. He has his merits. He's great too. The film was really good. I would recommend it to anyone who loves cinema, and the book too if you haven't read that. But I noticed one giant gaping hole. There were no women interviewed in the entire film, and I highly doubt that's because they couldn't find a woman director with anything to say about either Hitch or Truffaut. I think it's a prime example of women being underrepresented in the film industry. So I'm going to make sure that when I'm reviewing my films, I celebrate the achievements of the women who are so often hiding behind the scenes, getting things going, not unlike Hitchcock's secret weapon, Alma. Sorry for the super long-winded intro. Thank you for sticking with me through that. And so now this is what you're all here for, me talking about Ben Wheatley's new film, High Rise. Or just me talking. I don't know what your deal is, whatever.
For all its inconveniences, Lang was satisfied with life in the high rise, ready to move forward and explore life. How exactly? He had not yet decided.
I'm so sorry.
I'll survive.
I thought you were empty.
I just moved in.
You're an excellent specimen. Why don't you come up later and have a drink?
You don't know how things work around here, do you?
I'm a fast learner. You built all this.
I put all my energies into this tower, but I am the architect of my own accident.
Is that a horse?
Probably.
On the 40th floor.
Your husband appears intent on colonizing the sky. And who can blame him when you look at what's going on at a street level?
How's the high life?
Prone to fits of mania, narcissism, and power failure.
We pay the same charges as the top floors. We want our fair share of the power.
Things would be better if we could afford to move to a higher floor.
I think we should be prepared to meet moderate resistance.
The ones who are the real danger are the self-contained types like you.
Perhaps you're right.
What are you doing? What are you doing in there?
Teething problems. Building's still settling.
Doesn't it seem odd that a man can fall from the 39th floor and not one police car turn up? Where's the sirens?
What have you got there?
A kaleidoscope.
What can you see through that thing?
The future.
Based on J.G. Ballard's 1975 dystopian novel of the same name, High Rise stars Tom Hiddleston as Dr. Robert Lang, a new resident in a deluxe apartment complex come skyscraper, that's a tongue twister. Isolated and cut off from the rest of society, the eccentric occupants create their own environment within the high rise, separating into upper, middle and lower class. We watch Lang struggling to establish his position within the hierarchy, flitting between friendships with bohemian single mother, Charlotte Melville, played by Sienna Miller, the architect of the building, Anthony Royal, played by Jeremy Irons, from above, and from below, the enigmatic documentary maker, played by Luke Evans, and his wife, the incomparable Elizabeth Moss. She is just my favourite ever. What a freaking babe. The building begins to suffer from increasingly frequent and long-lasting power failures, and it doesn't take long for the social restraints to be abandoned, with the residents giving into their primal instincts and dark urges, Lord of the Flies style. I keep nearly saying Lord of the Fries. This is a vegan burger place in Sydney. It's fucking amazing. That's a plug for Lord of the Fries. You're welcome. So yes, I did. I really like this film. I'm a huge fan of black humour paired with quiet, sneaking horror, which Ben Wheatley has already proven his hand at in the past. I was lucky enough to see a Q&A with Ben Wheatley after the viewing of High Rise, and he's such a fucking hilarious dude. I really loved that he took the time to give recognition to Amy Jump, who wrote the screenplay for this, and also Ben's 3 other films. And they're actually husband and wife, so, you know, the more you know. The soundtrack is from Clint Mansell, and the score superbly juxtaposes the horror and decadence on the screen, though the absolute standout number was Portishead covering ABBA's SOS. I know it's so fucking cliche to say it gave me goosebumps, but it did. I've been looking for it everywhere to listen to on repeat, but I can't find it, so I've been listening to ABBA's version. Almost as good. The quasi-70s setting of the film is totally gaudy and the perfect touch of hyperrealism to accentuate the barbarity of the social decay in the building. There were a few sections when I felt like we were getting hit over the head with the symbolism a little bit. We get it, it's a microcosm for society. In a mob scene, a group of the upperclassmen were holding a BAFTA award as a weapon, as a reference to the gentrification of the industry, I guess. I giggled when I saw it, but, you know, I did think it was a little bit of overkill. Nothing's 100% perfect. Tom Hiddleston is as great as Lang as expected, but the 2 real standouts for me were the performance from Elizabeth Moss and Luke Evans. They were absolute dynamos, especially Luke Evans. He surprised me because I didn't expect it. He was great. He was really great. So that's about it. But instead of a star rating system, I'm going to introduce you to one last little feature of my vlog called Did My Grumpy Old Man Friend Like It? So this dude I know has killer taste, so his thumbs up or thumbs down is a big shout. This week, Grumpy Old Man says, High Rise, big thumbs up. Residents of a brutalist building brutally brutalizing each other. What's not to love? Thanks, Grumpy Old Man. And thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking below because it makes me look good. I'll be putting out 1 video a week at this stage, hopefully more eventually, but let's face it, I'm not here to fuck around, so we'll see what happens. Have a beaut weekend, you amazing angels, and yeah, stay with me on this journey. It's gonna get better, I promise. Thank you.